Pressures on natural resources represent one of the most important environmental challenges facing businesses, governments, and investors. Economic growth, population expansion, urbanization, and rising consumption levels have significantly increased demand for energy, water, minerals, forests, agricultural land, and other natural resources. These pressures can create supply constraints, increase costs, disrupt operations, and threaten long-term economic sustainability. Companies that depend heavily on natural resources may face greater operational and financial risks if those resources become scarce or more expensive. Consequently, investors increasingly evaluate how organizations manage resource use, improve efficiency, and prepare for resource-related risks that could affect future performance and resilience. Natural resource depletion occurs when resources are consumed faster than they can be replenished. This issue affects both renewable resources, such as forests and fisheries, and non-renewable resources, such as fossil fuels and mineral reserves. Resource depletion can reduce economic productivity, increase extraction costs, and contribute to environmental degradation. Closely linked to this challenge is water scarcity, which affects agriculture, manufacturing, energy production, and human well-being. Water shortages can disrupt supply chains, increase operational costs, and create conflicts among competing users. As freshwater availability becomes increasingly constrained in many regions, businesses and investors must assess water-related risks and implement strategies that promote sustainable water management and conservation practices. Biodiversity loss is another critical environmental issue with significant economic and ecological implications. Biodiversity refers to the variety of living organisms, ecosystems, and genetic resources that support life on Earth. Human activities such as deforestation, pollution, habitat destruction, overexploitation of resources, and climate change have accelerated species decline and ecosystem degradation. Biodiversity supports essential ecosystem services, including pollination, water purification, soil fertility, and climate regulation. The loss of biodiversity can undermine agricultural productivity, increase business risks, and weaken ecosystem resilience. Investors increasingly recognize that companies dependent on healthy ecosystems may face material risks if biodiversity continues to decline, making biodiversity management an emerging ESG priority. Land use and marine resource management are closely connected to sustainability challenges. Land use decisions affect agriculture, forestry, urban development, infrastructure expansion, and ecosystem preservation. Unsustainable land use practices can contribute to deforestation, soil degradation, habitat loss, and increased greenhouse gas emissions. Similarly, marine resources face pressures from overfishing, coastal development, pollution, and ocean acidification. Healthy oceans provide food security, support global trade, regulate climate systems, and sustain biodiversity. Businesses operating within agriculture, food production, forestry, shipping, and fisheries must increasingly consider how their activities affect land and marine ecosystems. Responsible resource management helps preserve environmental assets while supporting long-term economic and social benefits. Pollution and waste generation create significant environmental, social, and economic challenges. Pollution can affect air, water, soil, and ecosystems, leading to health risks, environmental degradation, regulatory penalties, and reputational damage. Industrial emissions, chemical contamination, plastic waste, and hazardous materials can impose substantial costs on society and businesses. Waste management has therefore become a critical sustainability concern as growing consumption increases the volume of discarded materials. Traditional linear economic models based on extraction, production, consumption, and disposal often generate excessive waste and inefficiencies. Investors increasingly evaluate corporate pollution controls, waste reduction programs, environmental compliance, and resource management practices when assessing long-term sustainability performance. A key solution to many environmental challenges is the circular economy, which seeks to minimize waste and maximize resource efficiency by keeping products, materials, and resources in use for as long as possible. Unlike the traditional linear model of take, make, and dispose, a circular economy emphasizes reuse, repair, refurbishment, recycling, and regeneration. This approach reduces dependence on finite resources, lowers environmental impacts, and creates opportunities for innovation and cost savings. Businesses adopting circular economy principles may improve operational efficiency, reduce waste-related costs, strengthen supply chain resilience, and support sustainability objectives. For investors, the transition toward a circular economy represents both a risk management strategy and a source of long-term investment opportunities.